I'm going to try and probably delve into how you could manage a mother, a wife, a professional person, and also going all over the world doing so many projects, and you still look well, healthy, beautiful as ever. So we'll go into that later. So
all right.
Think about it.
All right then.
Now, talking about Ghana, diaspora women, what does that stand for?
Right, Ghana diaspora women. I think the meaning is in the name itself.
Yes.
So diasporans are people who don't live in their countries of origin. Mm-hmm. So Ghana diaspora women basically is Ghanaian women who are not on the motherland at the moment. Ghanaian women living abroad. Yeah. That's what that's who we are. So Ghana diaspora women is Ghanaian women living abroad. Yeah.
So how did the organization come about, since it's very new to us, Ghanaian women?
Right. So before I go ahead and answer that question, just a little bit of a background of what we stand for. Okay. So Ghana Diaspora Women is a newly founded organization. We are registered here in the UK as a non-profit organization. As I'm speaking to you now, we have 5 chapters around the world already. All of our chapters are growing. We are in the US, we are in Canada, we are in Ghana, here in the UK, we're in Hungary as well. Holland, we're looking at starting. Somebody has reached out from Austria and Belgium. So basically it's a global organization. So wherever Ghanaian women are in the diaspora, we are looking at reaching them. Now, our main purpose is advocacy. Advocacy. So we want to be a voice for the voiceless in Ghana. We represent as one voice. We stand for the rights of women and girls, particularly the underprivileged in our society in Ghana.
Okay, so do you head all these other groups all over the world, all the chapters? You are, overseeing all those chapters as well?
Absolutely, yes.
That's amazing.
So myself and some of our executive, in fact, we have a global coordinator. So it's not all just me.
Yes.
The global coordinator, her main job is to make sure that all of our objectives, all of our aims runs across through all our chapters. So the vision is one across the board for all of our chapters around the world. Yes.
All right.
But as a founder, I'm the founder of the whole entire vision. Yeah.
All right. But because, this question, you did tell me before we came on air that you saw a video.
That's right.
That was what gave you the idea to set up this. So, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, we would like to quickly show you this video which gave Mrs. Marie Amoakwa-Boadu the idea to set up the Ghana Diaspora Women. Just take a look at this. The video, but we'll definitely show you that video during the interview. So Marie, what are the aims and objectives of GDW?
Okay, so GDW, as I said, is a newly formed organization. Our aims and objectives is to be a voice for the voiceless, so the underprivileged, especially in our society. Now, we believe that Africa's issue as a continent, the reason why we haven't thrived as much as we could as a continent is a mindset issue. And the mindset, the root cause of the mindset of the people of Africa stems from education. We believe that education is everything. Now, when we say education, we're not really focusing on formal education, i.e. the classroom kind of education. But we're talking more about awareness, raising awareness on certain issues that affect the rights of women, the rights of children, the rights of girls, boys, men, everybody across the board. So it's more about awareness raising. We find that a lot of the times, some of our issues in Africa stems from ignorance.
Yes.
Now, ignorance is a word that many Africans don't like to hear.
No.
You know, they think it's an insult when you say they are ignorant of something. But it is not an insult. Ignorance simply means that you are not aware. You don't have the awareness of a particular subject area or of a particular matter. So that is what we are here for as Ghana Diaspora Women. We want to be a body, an organization that stands in for the rights of women and girls in Ghana, the underprivileged. Now, some of our aims, we have 3 main campaigns that we are looking at running. Before I go ahead and list the campaigns, I must stress to our viewers that we are not a political organization. So, as I'm speaking to you now, in Ghana, there are 2 main political parties.
Yes.
I know there's a 3rd one, but they are not as out there as the 2 main ones. So the 2 main ones are the New Patriotic Party, NPP, or the National Democratic Congress, the NDC. These are the 2 main political parties. Of course, we have the CPP as well. Now, we have come to a point as a country where many Ghanaians believe that our democracy has not brought us as far as we think it should have up until this point. Okay. And so very recently, our president was at a women's conference. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was at a women's conference in Vancouver, Canada. And there was a bit of, you know, some encounter on during the panel discussion where he had mentioned or he had made statements about Ghanaian women. As a result of that, this vision came to me to start Ghana Diaspora Women. So one of our main aims is to petition government on 3 major areas. Okay. Now, the first one is schools under trees. So far, since we started this organization, all of us across the board, including all the executive heads and members from our various chapters, we have WhatsApp groups and we have various discussions on there. We all have sort of come to a conclusion that if we can begin to eliminate schools under trees in Ghana, empower the youth who are the next generation of Ghana, bear in mind, because up until our generation, yours and mine, the minds are already set. Exactly. You know, we are so set in our ways. But we believe that if we are able to capture the younger ones and empower them, you know, teach them confidence building, high self-esteem, self-worth, self-love, teach them to believe in themselves, teach them that each and every one of them has God-given talents, God-given abilities, God-given strengths, dreams, that it is okay for them to dream regardless of their socio-economic status, that they can dream, and if they believe in themselves and believe in their dreams, and we are able to push them, then Vicky, I'm telling you, we will have amazing leaders come out of our country, because we are a super talented bunch of people in Ghana. I always say that Ghanaians are very intelligent people. So for me, I believe that poverty should not be a barrier from a child, especially a young girl in Ghana, not being able to develop themselves fully or develop to their fullest potential, live to their fullest potential just because, you know, they were born into a poor family. So after the president made those comments, the comments ruffled many feathers. Okay. Many women were not happy.
Would you like to say what the
comments were? Yes. Okay, so I'm sure. Yes, I don't mind at all. I'm sure we're going to have the video played pretty shortly. But in summary, the president was asked a few questions about why there's not that many females in leadership, in decision, at the core of things, decision making on the continent, and particularly in Africa. And I believe as a leader, he could only speak for himself in terms of his country. So I'm paraphrasing here. Yes. Our president went on to say things like, Ghanaian women make up 52% of the population of Ghana. So we are the majority as women. Now, within this current administration, or his administration, the representation of women in his cabinet is only about 30%. Okay. So that is not a good enough number, a good enough ratio, to be honest. It could be better. So what he went on to say was that they are not seeing enough dynamism. Now, these are the three key words that he used. They are not seeing enough dynamism. They are not seeing enough activism. They are not seeing enough movement from Ghanaian women.
Right.
Now, a lot of the time, it is wishes and criticisms. You know, we criticize our governments, we criticize our leaders, we say all kinds of things. We say things that we wish they could do. Now, I suppose the president's mindset was, how about coming to the table, the decision table? Come, let's sit down, let's have a dialogue. Let's see how we can bridge the gap. The male leadership, female leadership, let's try and bridge the gap. Let's see what together we can do. Because bear in mind, women have equity. I always say that as women, we are at the core of everything. Now, I believe in the hierarchy that God created. I'm a Christian, so I always make reference to scriptures. It's God, the man, the woman, and the rest of the family. Now, the men are the heads. But I always give this analogy that the women, we are the necks.
We are the necks.
And the neck turns the head in whichever direction it wants it to go, you know. So it shows how much power we have as women. We just in this day and age cannot afford to sit back anymore and pretend as if there's only a group of people who are supposed to do these things. So let's sit back and watch them whilst they go do it. It's about time we all roll up our sleeves, put our hands and our feet in the dirt and get on with the job that needs to be done to bring our country Ghana to where it needs to be, which eventually will bring the continent, because we are a great part of the continent of Africa. I mean, at the moment, the whole world looks down to Ghana in so many ways. We represent Africa in so many different ways. You know, we are one of the fastest growing economies on the continent of Africa. The world recognizes that. IMF recognizes that. You know, a whole lot is going on. So I think it is important that we as Ghanaian women get on board the train and put our hands in there, as the president said, bring ourselves to the forefront, you know. Now, not everybody wants to go into leadership. But what we are saying is that you can develop yourself. I personally, as I'm sat here, believe that everybody was born a leader. You just have to develop that leadership abilities in you. Now, leadership or decision making, not everybody is going to go into Jubilee House. Not everybody is going to go and sit in our parliament, but in our own various ways, we can, you know, bring our leadership abilities on board and help our leaders to support, you know, what they are doing, their administration, and bring Ghana to a better place. Yeah, it's true. So is the head of state of Ghana, our president?
Our president trying to dare us to make that bold step.
I think he threw a challenge.
He threw a challenge.
I think he threw a challenge at us as Ghanaian women. You know, so for me, even though many women were upset, and rightfully so, because they believe they are already doing so much. And therefore, I suppose the question to them was, what more do you expect from us? But then I was also looking at it from a different perspective. And this is what I urge other women, other Ghanaian women, to also consider. Look at it from the another perspective, whereby we make up the majority. So in essence, what the president was saying is that the numbers that we are showing at the moment in leadership is simply not enough. For me, that's all he was saying. I think that's all he was saying. Therefore, I'm throwing a challenge to Ghanaian women. Arise and come out. Let us hear more. Vicky, just yesterday I was having a discussion with somebody, and I was telling them, even way back in this country, before women could vote, it took a group of women to come out. I believe it was during the Second World War or so, they're suffragettes. It took a group of women to come out. You know, radicalism, they had to be radical. They marched to the Houses of Parliament, they threw stones and blocks, and they made their voices heard. As a result of that, today women can vote here in the UK. So there's more we can do if we're able to come together.
Wow, this topic is very deep. That statement the president made is very, very
deep.
It's very deep. Viewers, you know, if you want to join us in this discussion, our studio number is 020-800-46100, option 9. Telephone number 020-800-46100, option 9. If you want to send us an email, it's vicky.newton@heritagetv.co.uk. You can follow us on all the social media handles. Mrs. Marie Amoakwa-Boadu, what makes Ghana Diaspora Women's Organization different from other organizations? What makes them? Is it because of, the projects that you have, you want to take initiative on, or what makes Ghana Diaspora? Someone might be watching and might be saying, look, I've had so many women in the diaspora setting up organizations here and there. What makes this, Ghana Diaspora Women Organization different from all the others?
What makes us different? It's our uniqueness. It's our uniqueness. I mean, since I started this, since this organization was birthed, the vision was birthed and we started, as we're going out, talking to women, calling women, trying to encourage women to join us, yes. One thing that is coming across is, in fact, two things that are coming across. Number one question they always ask, are you sure it's not just, another Ghanaian?
Exactly. That was what I was also
Are you sure it's not just one of those Ghanaian platforms where women gather, like the equal type of organization? Because if that's the case...
You've said it.
Yes. Because if that's the case, then I am not interested. So I've heard that. Some of our executives have heard that. The second thing that comes across also is, apart from the skepticism, people are like, are you sure they will listen to us? Will our leaders really listen to us? The answer is yes, they will listen, because they have thrown a challenge at us and we are responding to that challenge. So yes, they will listen to us. Now, what makes us unique, Vicky, is the fact that we are not just an ordinary organization. As I said, our main purpose is advocacy, being a voice for the voiceless, the underprivileged. So we are bringing a lot to the table in terms of the equity we have. Now, what do I mean by that? Ever since we started, almost 4 weeks now, we have already collected a database of the expertise, the talents, the skills that we have amongst us within all of our chapters. So we know the number of members that we have. We're growing by the day. We know how many lawyers are amongst us, how many doctors, how many accountants. We know how many teachers, how many support staff in education. In terms of health, we have a number of nurses amongst us. We have the number. We hairdressers amongst us, because we don't just believe in the formal education. That's one thing that some other women were also concerned about. It's not all about the professionals. It's about vocation. It's about entrepreneurship as well, because we're talking about equity here, what we can bring to the table. So we've started collecting a database of all the expertise that we have, the talents, the skills, the abilities that we have amongst ourselves within all of our chapters already. So that's what makes us unique, because with those, with the volume of equity that we have, we will be able to make an impact in Ghana. Now, as I'm speaking to you now, the Diaspora Homecoming Summit 2019 is ongoing. I think it finishes today. I attended the 2017 one. Now, the 2017 one, those were some of the things we expected the Diaspora Homecoming organizers to do. Now, we filled out forms, we put our, our careers and everything on there. But then when we returned back to our various countries of residence, and I say this on authority because I spoke to some other people who attended, nobody really followed up.
Oh, really?
Yes. Nobody really followed up to find out, okay, the number of nurses from the UK who attended, this is what we want to propose to you from government. This is what perhaps we expect from you from government. Those of us in education, we really didn't hear anything. But I do believe that it was all, they themselves were still going through their own teething problems. Now, fast forward 2 years on, 2019, from what I've heard so far from our representatives from the UK who are there, things are much better, and there's so much that has happened within the last 2 years. So just this morning, in fact, I was on WhatsApp with the the UK chairman for Diaspora, Mr. Bernard Owusu, and he says things are going really well. Okay. I will share with you and the executives when I come back. So that is what makes us unique. We are not just one of those ordinary groups. We are not just a foundation, you know, because I know many women go back home to do their own foundations here and there. We are an organization that is bringing everybody who is doing something back in Ghana, as long as you're a woman living in diaspora, doing something in Ghana as an individual or as a small group of women. What we are saying now is that we are creating this one huge, massive umbrella. Let us all bring our projects under this umbrella, under this one organization, so that eventually we can have, you know, this various segments. So amongst us are all the health people, amongst us are all the people in education, amongst us are the vocational, amongst us are the entrepreneurs, you know, and so on. And then we will be able to break out and use our various skills, talents, and, you know, whatever else it is that we are doing to support our leadership.
Okay. Okay, right. I have this medical doctor who just sent me a message saying, how can this organization help people like him who he's a medical doctor in this country?
Right.
I think 2 years ago decided to set up a hospital at his own cost, equipment and everything, but the government, you know, bureaucracy here and there, so he had to pack up and come back. He was fed up, so left everything, just had to, you know, pack up. Now someone like this who's got this vision, how can Ghana diaspora women support such a person to, you know, you have another, you know, initiative, you know, maternal death.
We have the maternal death,
that's
yes.
linked to this medical doctor.
That's right,
to set up.
yes.
So how can we help people in the diaspora who want to give back to society? Because it looks like there were some bureaucracy and things going on which discouraged them. They were so frustrated, they had to return back, you know, to the UK.
I think in answer to this question, this is where our activism comes in. Exactly. Remember, the 3 key words the president used was dynamism, activism, and movement. Okay, so now we are moving. We have formed our movement. And this is why we are inviting all Ghanaian women who are listening to us today to join us. Because there's power in numbers. Yes. The more we are, the more powerful we become. We become a powerful force for our leadership to reckon with. So that's number one. Okay. Number two, with all of our equity, our skills, our talent, our expertise, our abilities, what, you know, everything we've acquired from the West or from living abroad, that is, I mean, we cannot be any more dynamic than that. Yes. You know, as an organization. Okay. We cannot be any more dynamic than that. So that's that side of the the dynamism. Okay. Now, in terms of this doctor, for example, going to Ghana, facing all these bureaucracies, having to pack up for such a good cause, which we need for our people, the poor especially, and the privileged. Now, this is where, as an organization, as Ghanaian women, our activism comes in, whereby, I mean, one of our female ministers, and pardon me if I don't get the name right, I'll do my best, but I believe it's Hajia Mahama. You know, I'll leave it at that. But she's in the current administration. She was, you know, they gave a debate after the president's comments in Canada. And she said, "Oh, Marie, we have a phone call."
Oh, a phone call. Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, this is Hanging Out with Vicky. I'm here with Mrs. Maria Amoakwa-Boadu. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm part of the Ghana Diaspora Women, and I just wanted to put an encouragement out there for everyone.
Oh, that's lovely. Good. Go ahead then. We are listening.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joanne Ajimine, and I'm just a member of the Ghana Diaspora Women, and I just want to encourage every woman out there, Ghanaian women, basically to just join. This is not a joke. This is very passionate, and I remember when I got the phone call to join, I didn't hesitate because we are an organization for action. We don't just say our words. Within the 4 weeks, I've seen a lot of things happening, and I'll encourage everybody this afternoon wherever you are, to join us, you know, friends, family, for us to go out there to help our female mothers, girls out there for the future. We want to build them because we're going to go and leave them behind. So we need to train them up. All of us went to school, and I'm sure every single one of you out there did not sit underneath a tree. I'm very passionate, and sorry, I feel quite emotional about this. Obviously maternal death as well. All of us, a lot of us have had children, and by God's grace, we managed to, you know, make it through. Not all of us are making it through, and I want all of us out there to join this group for us to make a difference. Thank you very much, and continue
bless
to
you.
work, Marie.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joan.
so much.
Thank you, Joan.
Good afternoon. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Wow, that was an emotional one. Yes, I've now been informed that the video is ready. So can we please have a sneak peek of that video that prompted Mrs. Amoakwa-Boadu to bring this dream to fruition?
The President of Ghana is listening very closely. Nana Akufo-Addo. Closely. What is your response to Natasha?
Well, let me say first of all how very privileged I feel to be here. Ghana, the majority of the population, majority of the people in Ghana are women.
Yes.
52% of our population is women. So if we have to have an ordered society, to have a fair society, those statistics should count. They should be decisive in what is done. And they're going to be decisive when they are able to be where the decisions are made. Because at the end of the day, communities or groups talking for themselves and being representative does not translate into power. The most important thing is power, that you sit around the table whereby the decisions that you make are enforced and become the norms and regulations by which the society lives. So I think that is the, for me, what I've seen in the 2.5 years that I've been in office, that not enough movement is being made by the 52% of the Ghanaian population that are women to be able to be in the position to make these decisions. The cabinet that I have, some 30-odd% of them are women.
30%.
30%. Is not good enough. Is that post that is key. And we are not, it may sound for the ears of people like Ella very reactionary. We're not seeing enough dynamism and activism on the part of those who are seeking this new. We're not. We're not. No, yeah, we're not. I'm talking about dynamism where it matters. Dynamic is not sitting around here talking. I'm talking about electing people to parliament, controlling political parties, because they are the instruments by which our societies make decisions. We're talking about decisions, not wishes and hopes. We're talking about decisions.
Yeah.
It is decisions that...
Full video, please go on the Ghana Diaspora Women's Facebook page, the Ghana Diaspora Women's Facebook page, and you have the full video. It's really, you know, an eye-opener. So I'll endeavor all of you to go on there, Ghana Diaspora Women's Facebook page, and watch the full video. Now back to you, Marie. We were talking about this doctor who, you know, had a dream to set up a hospital, but due to bureaucracy, delays here and there, got frustrated and returned back to the country. It looks like you had a solution to his problem.
I like that word, solution. Right. Yeah, I was saying that this is where our activism comes in. Okay. And again, this is what makes our organization unique, because this time we have a group of women who are bold, yes, who are confident, who know what we want, who are ready to go to the battlefront not to fight or stamp our feet or devalue our men. Not to go and stamp our feet and devalue our men or say, you know, we're here to cause problems or anything. But this time we are bold, we are confident as an organization. Our leadership is strong. We know what we want. And we are demanding the rights of women and children, especially girls, the underprivileged. And so for us, if we hear of something like this, you know, a doctor from the West, from the diaspora, and this current administration, in fact, it goes way back, up until President Kufuor's time, where our leaders have been calling on Ghanaians in the diaspora to come home. So if we are responding to this call, and we are coming home with all this knowledge, all this expertise and everything, only to go through these bureaucracies, and nobody is able to say anything, then, well, what we are saying as Ghana diaspora women is that this time, we will talk.
Yes.
We will knock on the doors. And going back to what the Honorable Minister, the female Honorable Minister, Mahama, I believe that's her last name, Hajia Mahama, was saying, she said to the girls and the women, you know, she put out a statement to Ghanaian women that be bold, be confident, go out there, kick the doors down, shatter the glass ceilings. You know, there's no limit to how far we can go. So what we are saying to our leadership, if they're listening to us, is that these are some of the cases that we are talking about, whereby diasporas are responding to the call. They come home sometimes with their own money, their own finances and everything. It's up to maybe one institution to clear them on something. It becomes, you know, such a big deal. The bureaucracies, as we're talking about, we need for those things to stop, so that we can come into the country with everything that we have, the passion, the zeal, the knowledge, the expertise, everything, to support what is already there. That is all we are saying. We are not coming to sort of take over. We are coming to support, because as I said at the beginning, Ghanaians are very intelligent people. We have amazing people, teachers, lawyers, doctors, name all the professions.
We are too laid back.
We are
too laid back. This
time, Ghana diaspora women, because as you see, Vicky, and it's about, and this is what the president was saying. It's about time we have these conversations. There are certain things prayers cannot answer because God has already provided the answers. It is now up to us to arise and act. We are very powerful human beings, especially as women. So we are calling on all Ghanaian women to come to join us. Now, not everybody has the voice to speak. Some of us, we were, you know, this is my talent. I was born a speaker. I know I have the gift of oration right from when I was a child. You know, I've learned to nurture it, and now I'm using it to the best of my abilities.
Very well.
Thank you very much.
Excellent.
To help and to support those that I can. But we need everybody to come on board. Now, there are some who are backbenchers. They will say to you, we cannot speak, but we will support with everything that we have. Our finances, our knowledge, our expertise. We will be on the ground. We will do the work. You know, we need everybody to come on board. Now, from amongst us, those who want to go into leadership, I personally, I don't want to be a politician. Let me put that out there right now. I don't desire.
You'll be a good one, you know.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Be very fair.
No, thank you. My father was a politician. I've seen enough.
You've seen it all.
My family is made up of politicians. I've seen enough. I don't want to be a politician.
Right.
But what we are saying is that as an organization, we want to raise female leaders. We want to encourage them, empower them, let them know that they, you know, as long as you desire to be, you can be whatever you want to become. And therefore, we will give you the support. We will train you. We will support whatever training that you're already having in Ghana. We are bringing more to it, you know. So going back to the bureaucracies, this time we will speak up. We will speak up. So I'd love to speak to that doctor if he can get in touch, you know, get all the information. And then we begin to see who are the relevant bodies in Ghana that we need to approach. Why have they allowed somebody of such caliber, with such knowledge, such, you know, wealth of expertise, come to Ghana to do something so amazing, only to pack up and come back to the West? Vicky, there's so much Ghanaian, you know, the West is draining Ghana. The West is draining Africa. The West is, still getting stronger and stronger because they have us here. Typical example, whenever an African athlete or something does anything amazing in the world, they never refer to the country of origin.
No.
They call them a British athlete.
Yes.
Let that same person do something that is not right. They will then refer to them by their country of origin. The Somalian, so-and-so. The Nigerian, so-and-so. The Ghanaian. But if it's good for them, it is the British so-and-so or the American whatever. So what we are saying is that we have so much here. The West is using us. They continue to get stronger and stronger. They continue to oppress us one way or the other. We're not even going to go into that conversation today. This time what we are saying is that we want to come back home. We are offering our own selves. We want to come back home. Tap into what we have as women. We have so much. We are a reservoir of talents. Tap into what we have. Let us collectively use the equity to help our country to move forward.
Good.
Yeah.
You see, talking about this takes me to this question. Are there any big names, supporting this? Because definitely we cannot do it alone.
Yeah.
We definitely need support.
Yeah.
Are there any big names, supporting this initiative?
I wouldn't say big names per se. But I would say we have amazing organizations supporting us, starting from our own embassies.
Good.
Starting from our own embassies. Here in the UK, I've spoken to our diaspora chairman, as I said, Mr. Bernard Owusu, Ghana Union chairman, Mr. Emmanuel Quayson. They are all on board. Right. They support the vision. They've given us their full backing. They are all in Ghana at the moment for the Homecoming Summit. So once they arrive, our team here, the executives, we're yet to meet them and then go and speak to our embassy. Diaspora office. We'll do our best to meet our ambassador as well, His Excellency Papa Owusu Ankoma and his wife, because I believe as Ghana Diaspora Women UK chapter, we need to meet his wife, find out what her visions are, what vision has she got for Ghanaian women in the UK, how best can we support her as an organization. This is what we are looking to do across the board with all of our chapters in the other countries as well. So eventually we would reach out to our embassies. I mean, just 2 days ago, I sent a WhatsApp message to one of our embassy staff in Washington, D.C. She hasn't yet responded, but at least something has gone out to them. Eventually, as an organization, we will get the chapter executives in the US to send a message, and then we will follow up as a founder, and the global coordinator will do our best. And I'm sure the embassy here would help us as well. So these are some of the organizations we have. Now, because we are diasporans, the majority of us live abroad. So Wisdom said, set up a chapter in Ghana made up mostly of diasporans who have relocated back home.
Oh, so they can see from our perspective.
That's right. So the Ghana chapter, the Ghana Diaspora Women chapter in Ghana is made up of women who were diasporans who have relocated, because then what we are trying to achieve, the aims, the objectives would make sense to them. So we've already set that up, yes, and that is ongoing. Although we welcome everybody who wants to be a part, both male and female. In fact, we even have a gentleman already.
I was just going to ask as well. That would have been my last question.
Yes, we already have a gentleman on the Ghana platform. He says, look, I love this idea. I want to be a part of it. So we are encouraging our men as well to support us.
I've got a phone call coming through.
Sure.
Let's listen. Hello.
Oh, hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Alana. I'm speaking from Hampshire, lives in North London.
Oh, hi, Alana. You're welcome to the show.
Hello, Alana.
Hello. I'd like to add a word or two to the discussion currently being held. I'd like to commend Marie for the positive initiative, and also urge other women to try and support us by joining. From what I gathered, the project is not mainly for expertise, but those of us that want to test out our skills and also encourage. Marie is always willing to encourage those that have qualities that we can enhance and develop so that we have the transferable skills to take across board. I mean, for example, myself, I'm not a good speaker, but she's encouraged me.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Keep it up, keep it up.
Right. Imagine all the other women, particularly those that I've spoken to one-on-one, that they're wondering as in what they can bring on board. It doesn't take a day to do wrong. Gradually we would get it wrong, and then Marie is also ready to listen and encourage us, and then also make amendments. So it's not something that those that I've spoken to and those that are willing to join us would feel that, oh no, it's all done in a nutshell. It doesn't take overnight. So I'm encouraging all the other Ghanaian women to come on board with their expertise so we can have a cohesive group to take the mantle on board.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution. Marie, do you have anything to say to Alana?
I just want to say thank you, Alana. She's an amazing woman. Alana joined our group not too long ago. Last night we were on the phone for quite some time, and already the amount of equity that she's bringing into this group is just amazing. She's already introduced some great Ghanaian women who are doing powerful things in the UK into the group. So this is what we're talking about. Because, and just to support what Alana just said, I am just a channel. God always uses one person to birth a vision, but it takes everybody to bring that vision into reality or into manifestation. So yes, the idea might have dropped into my spirit, but it doesn't belong to me. It belongs to all of us as Ghanaian women in the diaspora, So Alana, thank you very much, and I really, really appreciate you. Thanks for calling.
All right, thank you, Alana. All right, take care of yourself. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You were talking about the gentleman.
Yes, so the one gentleman, yes, Alana, yes, she's an amazing woman. The one gentleman on our platform, so we would encourage all our gentlemen as well. We need the men to come on board this. We cannot do it alone. Bear in mind, I had said at some point that I believe in the hierarchy. Now, the majority of us Ghanaians are Christians. I believe we are even a Christian nation. We can say, we are a Christian nation. As well as, this is something that runs through almost all faiths, where we know that the men are our heads. So what we are saying now is that we need you to accept what we are bringing to the table. Accept the fact that, first of all, as women, we have all these talents that we're talking about. We have so much to offer, because somehow we still live in a patriarchal system where some men think that, yes, women can be seen, but they're not to be heard. What we are saying is that if you are such a person, you are out of touch with reality. And this time, we do not require your permission to hear us. We have come. And you will have to listen to us.
No disrespect.
No disrespect. You will have to listen to us. Yes, because the president says we must move. The president said we should be active and we should be dynamic. That's exactly what we are doing, and we're not doing it for our own sake. We're not doing it for ourselves. In fact, we could easily just say we're living in our comfort zones here. Let's just, let them do whatever they're doing back home. Let's chill out here and relax. But we will not do that, because we believe that there is a responsibility on all of us. To whom much is given, much is required. Much has been given to us in so many different ways, so many different forms. It is our responsibility to go back home and give back.
Maria, I've been getting a lot of women sending messages, and it's the same thing. They are saying that in this country, most women are leading, busy lifestyles, taking care of family, going to work. How can they manage to actively get involved in this initiative? I know you are an inspiration. Like I said, before we started the interview, I did say that. So to inspire other women, because sometimes they feel, I have to go to work and kids, and when will I get the time? When will I get the time? So with you as an example, what do you have to say to them to encourage them? Tell them that, look, you can do it. It's not too late. Make that bold move.
I suppose what I could say is that I'm a personal development teacher. I got into personal development close to about 15 years ago. The Marie you see today is not the Marie you would have met 15 years ago. It has taken all these years for me to develop myself and understand the principles of this thing we are living called life. So, number one, what I would say is personal development is exceptionally important. You need to develop yourself as a woman. It is in personal development, number one, that you will discover who you are as a woman, what your purpose is as a woman here on earth. Because aside the fact that we are wives, we are mothers, we are career people and all of these things, there is a deeper purpose for which we are here. And each and every one of us needs to respond to that call and live that purpose before we return. So that's on the spiritual side of things.
No excuses.
No excuses. So going back to people asking about time and all of these things. Now, I always give this very simple analogy. We've all been given 24 hours.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes. The
rich, the poor, 24 hours. The West, the developed countries, the developing countries, the underdeveloped countries. Every human being has 24 hours. Yeah. Now, the question is, what do the rich do with their 24 hours? What do the top 1%, the control, the finances and everything in this world, what do they do with their 24 hours that the poor cannot do to also bring them somewhere in life? That is the question we should be asking ourselves. As women, look all around you. There are other women just like yourself doing amazing things. How are they doing it?
Yes.
You have 24 hours, they also have 24 hours. We have heard of women who have had babies and right from the hospital with their babies, they've gone straight to the office to do work.
Even in Parliament.
Even in Parliament. There was a case in France where the woman right from giving birth, I think whether straight from the hospital or within a few hours or so, she was at her desk because she was on a mission. It is all part of purpose. So going back to answer that question, it's about time management. Learning how to prioritize. Yes, you're a career person. In fact, you had said that you were going to ask me to share some. How do I do all of this? Because I work too. You've got to prioritize. I wake up at 3 a.m. every morning. This is I'm going to share a little bit of my routine. And you know this, Vicky, because you've been with me for some time. I wake up at 3 in the morning to get the spiritual aspect out of the way. So from 3 to 4, I've done my prayers, my quiet time, everything done. 4 to 5, you know, that is the time where I am structuring my day.
Wow.
So from 4 to 5, I have my pen and paper, and I encourage everybody listening to keep a journal. 4 to 5, I structure my day. You plan the day out. By 5 to 6, whatever I need to do in terms of updating social media, everything, I have all my content ready. In fact, sometimes the content is even ready weeks, like days before. So when I wake up in the morning, and thank God for technology, you can schedule things, you know, so technology will do all the posting and everything for you by itself. But you know what's going out, what day, you know, etc. Who am I going to call today? What emails do I need to send out today? You have all of those things set out. By 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm out of the door to go to work. Once I'm at work, even at work, you have your coffee breaks, your tea breaks, you have your lunch break, and so you can fit things in there. Then I come home around about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. From 4 to about 6, or let's say about 7, is me dedicating myself to my children, to my family, do all the mummy work, everything that needs to be done. You know, you come to my house and, you know, I'm not bragging, but you have to be able to celebrate your achievements. My house is clean and tidy. I've done all of those things. Bear in mind, I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So everything is done. Kids, you know, homework, whatever we need to check. I have older girls as well, so it's getting better and better. Everything is done. From 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., I'm back in my journal, reflecting on the day. Reflecting on the day. What have I achieved? Did I meet my goals for the day? The ones that I was able to meet, I crossed them out. Ones that I couldn't meet, okay, how am I going to improve on those the next day? You get all of those things. So you're already even preparing yourself for the following day. You know, so these are some of the things that personal development helps you to achieve and helps you to sort of manage your life, manage your time. It helps you to prioritize and so on. So in terms of, for me, I find it very difficult when somebody, a woman in particular, uses the I am a mother, I've got young children as an excuse, because other women are doing it.
You know, someone was just telling me that a lot of us, especially mothers, we are so laid back, we prefer sitting behind the telly watching movies for hours.
Yeah.
By the time you realize the day is gone.
Yeah. And that's called time.
Yes.
And now the question, then ask yourself, all those movies, all the social media videos that you're watching, you know, that is consuming so much of your time. What could you have been doing in that time?
Yes.
You could have been building your empire. You could be setting that business that you're looking at starting. You could be doing some research.
Yes.
Now, going back to the research as well, there are also another category of people, because I've heard that so many times when I counsel women, there's a category of people who, they are overthinkers. Right. Theirs is overthinking. They will do all the research in the world, but never get to the point of actually kickstarting the research, putting that research into action.
Right.
You know, putting that research into action. So I think, to make a very long answer short,
You've made it so simple for us.
whatever it is you want to do, the time is now, right here, right now.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah. And even at any age, you can.
You can do it.
You can start at it. Don't feel that, oh, I'm in my late 40s, I'm in my early 50s, I'm in my late 50s, so, well, you know, I don't think I can do this, but you can.
Yeah.
You can. And in this Ghana Diaspora Women's organization, all the women are from, you know, young to old, so anybody can join. Now, finally, Marie, how do they join? People are very keen to join the Ghana Diaspora Women's organization. How do they join?
That's exciting to hear that people are looking to join us. Right, so at the moment, through the power of technology, we are on every social media handle. Now, I've kind of made it very simple. So we are Ghana Diaspora Women on every social media handle. So on Facebook, our Facebook page is Ghana Diaspora Women. Yeah. Twitter is the same. Okay. LinkedIn is the same for the professionals who want to find out more, because every platform is sort of different. Twitter, Ghana Diaspora Women. Instagram is the same. We also have a YouTube channel. Oh, wow. So YouTube, if you type in Ghana Diaspora Women on YouTube, you will find us. And please subscribe once you go on there. Yes. So if anybody wants to join, that's one of the mediums by which they can join, as well as our WhatsApp groups. So we have 5 WhatsApp groups so far. We have the Ghana chapter, UK, US, Canada, and Hungary. Okay. So if anybody's in any of these countries and you want to join, the number is on our Facebook page. Okay. I'll have to reach out into my diary or my phone to be able to call out the number. Or what we could do is we could post the number under your Heritage TV's Facebook. Yes. So people can, we also have a global chapter. Right. So people can go onto that number, send a request, and we will add them to the relevant platform. Oh, okay. We also have an email. So if anybody wants to contact us by email, it is Ghana Diaspora Women at outlook.com. That's also a way by which people can reach us. We have a website which is launched. It is still work in progress. So that is out also operational at the moment. Yeah. And that's www.ghanadiasporawomen.com.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Wow. This interview is something else, honestly. Oh. It's something else. But thank you so much. You're doing so much for our country, Ghana. And you know, people are passionate about all the projects that you are spearheading, you know, make sure that girls being educated under trees are eradicated, if not, you know, minimized completely, and maternal deaths. Yeah. And I think the third one was equality, gender equality, yes. But we must first talk about the equity that we have, and then press for equality in certain areas. Okay. Okay. All right. Viewers, we've got few minutes for this show to come to an end, and I know that definitely some people would like to contribute to this program. The telephone number for the studio is 020-800 46100 option 9, 020-800 46100 option 9. On Facebook, it's Heritage TV, and it's the same on all the social media handles. We are speaking to Mrs. Maria Amoakwa-Boadu, the founder of the Ghana Diaspora Women. Marie, any last words and any thank yous to, probably before you started this, there has been a lot of support. So if you have to, thank anybody, show your appreciation, any last words, it's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you. So I want to say a massive thank you to all of our members so far. Yep. They have made this vision possible up until this very moment. So thank you very much to everybody who has responded to the call, who has joined Ghana Diaspora Women across the board. So everybody on our UK platform, US, Canada, Hungary, Holland, there's one lady in Holland. Thank you very much to all of you. I know that together we can carve the future of our Ghana's, the next generation in Ghana. To all of our executive heads, thank you very much. To our global coordinator, to the UK executives, thank you so much. To the diaspora chairman, Mr. Bernard Owusu. I mean, as soon as I picked up the phone, he was just amazing. He's a very lovely man, very welcoming. He embraced the idea, gave his full backing and support. So, Mr. Bernard Owusu, thank you very, very much. Mr. Emmanuel Quayson, Ghana Union chairman as well, thank you for your support. Mavis Osei, founder of... she's the head person for Miss Ghana UK. Oh, okay. She's been amazing as well, very supportive. Lots of people, but particularly to our very first female-led NGO in Ghana that we've partnered with, Oheneyere Gifty Auntie.
Wow.
A massive thank you to her, yes, because a lot of the work that we are doing, Vicky, we are here in the diaspora. Yes. Is every so often that some of us go back home. But we needed to partner with people who are already on the ground doing the same kind of work that we want to do. So Oheneyere Gifty Auntie, I was introduced to her, and we clicked from the get-go, and she's given us her full support. So we have partnered, Ghana Diaspora Women Foundation have partnered with Hair Girl in Need Foundation. So there's going to be a lot that we'll be doing together. So thank you very much to her as well. She has her book launch, her first book launch today in Accra. Yeah, it's amazing. On the platform. That's right. Yeah. That's right. So congratulations to her, and thank you very much. We also, I think we need to put out there our first general meeting coming up. Yeah. So we have a general meeting coming up on the 17th of August from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. All the information is on our page. If anybody wants to attend, and we encourage you all to attend, just hop onto Eventbrite. If you go onto Eventbrite, the information is there, or even on our Facebook page, you'll get the link to Eventbrite. It's a free event because it's our first one. So just register for free and come, let's meet each other face to face. Let's all share ideas. Let's deliberate. Let's form a solid network of Ghanaian women in the UK, Ghana Diaspora Women in the UK, and see how best we can all work together in Ghana. Yes. And then we have our launch coming up on the 26th of October. The date has been changed, so it's now the 26th of October. Yeah.
Right. So during the launch, are we going to put on our dinner dresses and things like that? If we go to a dinner event, sometimes we need, excuses to
dress up, to glamour.
Exactly.
For the launch, I think one thing this current administration is really promoting that I love is the Wear Ghana.
Okay.
Wear Ghana.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yes. Now, I know we are not a political organization, but anything or any vision that really promotes our country, Ghana Diaspora Women, we are all up for it, and we support it fully. So this current administration has one of their missions is to promote Wear Ghana as part of our tourism as well. And bear in mind, this year is the year of return, where we are calling on all people who believe that they originate from Ghana. So we're talking about the Afro-Caribbean community and our African Americans. Panafest, I believe, is also in Ghana this year. So there's a whole lot going on, and it's just nice for us to promote.
I have to update my wardrobe.
That's right. Same here. Same here.
My wardrobe. But
Same here.
Started it already. So I need to update my wardrobe.
Yeah.
Okay,
so for the launch, it will be Wear Ghana. Yeah, Wear Ghana. We have our T-shirts coming out as well.
Oh, wow.
Those will be out very soon for members to purchase. So you could have the T-shirts with some, a nice Ghana skirts, Ghana trousers, shorts, a blazer, like something similar to what I'm wearing, to make it nice. Yeah.
That's nice. Someone is asking, is there a maximum number people joining, or it doesn't matter?
Maximum number? No, there isn't. It is limitless. And, at the moment, I'm calling on 1 million Ghanaian women because the statistics are that there's about 4 million Ghanaians living abroad. Now, if we are 52%, bear in mind, of the population, then I believe out of the 4 million or so living abroad, the majority is women. So we are calling up to about 1 million Ghanaian women, or even more. So there's no number to this.
Okay. And I think you have to give a shout out to your family as well, isn't it?
To my amazing husband. He is Mr. Eric Amoakwa-Boadu. He likes his Kwame. So Mr. Eric Kwame Amoakwa-Boadu. He's just amazing. That's all I can say.
Can say. Wonderful. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this show is coming to an end. I've learned so much. Just to let you know, I'm also one of the executives of the Ghana Diaspora Women Foundation. So I will tell you that I haven't joined any kind of Afro-Caribbean foundation like this one. But when I was contacted, it's like Marie has possessed me. I just went like, yes, I'm in. Because the initiative, I'm so passionate about it. As you saw, had one caller being very emotional, even in tears, about some of these initiatives that we are trying to find solution to. I was also very passionate about it. So I have taken that bold step, as Marie said, get up, take that bold decision, and let's all work towards a better Ghana. So thank you so much for joining us. If you would like to contact Marie, go to the Facebook page, Ghana Diaspora Women, and you can contact her, all the information that you need. I think their website is also running. What's the website?
So the website is www.GhanaDiasporaWomen.com. But at the moment, I think it'll be easier to either send a message on Facebook or any of the social media handles, or even email. So please, I've got so many people, show interest in joining the Ghana Diaspora Women Foundation. So please, I endeavor you to also come on board. And I think this, foundation is going to go very, very, very far. So let's all, join this, and in the end, we'll be confident to say that I was part of this successful initiative. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you the next time. And please remember to go on the Ghana Diaspora page to watch the rest of that video. Very, very, very vital. So thank you so much for joining us. Marie, thank you so much. And have a lovely day. Bye-bye. Thanks for having me.
Heritage Television. Promoting African culture and heritage at its best. From talk shows that concern you to both local and international news that relates to you. From grassroots football to African children's programs. Heritage Television. We cover your social and special events like weddings, birthdays, church anniversaries, and so on, and broadcast them live on our apps and online. Heritage Television, broadcasting everything about culture and heritage. Heritage Television. We've got it covered. Do download our apps on both Android, iOS, and Windows mobile platform. Heritage Television, your very own TV station.